Good morning, guys. Hope you guys had an amazing evening yesterday. A few things to discuss today. I got a lot of tickers written down. Actually, a lot. So we'll just go over all of them. We have about 20 minutes. And but first, starting the day with SPY SPY, we have the PPI numbers today, Producer Price Index, in which they are now going to be in line. CPI, PPI, all these numbers are going to be very close to the estimates that we get because the economy is sort of back to normal. It's very easy for them to predict or know that what the numbers will be. In the pandemic, they mattered more when there was a lot of uncertainty in the market, right? But now they're just going to be in line. The market usually knows beforehand what they will be. And so first, SPY, as long as we continue holding above or near, like if we take a 470 and we hold above, it's very strong. We continue much higher. But personally, I see a little consolidation. I may be wrong, but personally, I see some consolidation building up in this area above 465, between 472 maybe. Maybe we go to 473, 474 even, right? But I see some consolidation that may build up in this range right now, unless 465 gets taken down, or it breaks the low of Thursday's candle on Thursday's low, which is 465 almost 464.99 right? If we stay above, I think we stay in this consolidation, and that will be great. Now, if you bought the puts with LB, he just manage. He will explain to you what he's doing with his position, right? Personally, I bought bear spreads. My bear spreads are what my bear spreads mean. Is basically above this position. I sold collective premium from here. I'm just trying to eat some money from time decay. Yesterday they were up 10%. I'm looking for a 25-30% time decay on these, and I'll probably close on my position, right? So I did that, and then we have the Qs. Same thing as SPY. The chart is identical. The price action is identical, right? And if we just continue holding above Thursdays, same thing. So Thursday we have the low here is 388 about, right? So 390 is my number, which is a must hold, and then 382.50 has to hold no matter what. Below 382.50, then we fall into that huge chop zone. All right. Number one, RBLX Roblox, just amazing earnings. They beat their numbers, very impressive. The market was extremely impressed. They're trading near all-time highs, up a lot pre-market. The only question is what happens today. Does it give up gains all day or does it rip? Personally, it's near resistance. I would wait for personally, right, because here is near resistance. So I would not want to play this. Personally, I would wait and see how it reacts today, because it can easily just give up gains towards $90 level or 96, and then maybe it sets up in the coming days. You guys remember what CRM did? See this right here on earnings, I believe this was the earnings. Keep this in mind. Remember CRM right here? Right, and then it consolidated for some time, and then it gave a nice little move. So RBLX, personally, I would wait for it to set up before jumping in. I know some of you guys like playing it. Maybe it rips all day today. Personally, I'll miss the trade. If you want to catch it, that's up to you. But I do see some consolidation here. Let's see if they justify the earnings and people hold it above. And then if we consolidate in these levels, and then it takes out the all-time highs in the coming days, and then it will be a much likely trade. All right, it's a picky trade. It's letting the trade come to you. Okay, so RBLX, great earnings. And then we have PayPal. Hope you guys managed. Our calls were up huge yesterday. Today their numbers are not great, right? I mean, given the numbers are great, but the estimates and what the market was expecting, it's much lower. All right. So this falling wedge gave us a trade when we entered, right? Our calls went from 5 to 7, right? It was a trade. It was simply over. Personally, I decided to keep my 235s for this week. I just decided. I mean, based on my account, based on some other gains, I said, you know what, I'll hold my 235s, no problem. Personally, from profits, I'll be down. That's fine. My risk, I knew what my risk was, so I took it. That's my issue. And then the PayPal spreads that we have, those I'm still not worried about, because we do have until next week, and because we got them for $1 only, right? So my spreads, even if we get back to 225, 230, I can exit with a break even, right? But I took some profits off the table. I did take some profits yesterday, alerted. I sold some spreads into earnings. I did not want to hold my entire position, obviously. Let's see what happens today. It's gapping down a lot. The one thing that you guys have to understand for earnings is a lifelong lesson. If a company says we raise our estimates, we're raising our guidance, is very bullish for the stock. But if the company says that we're cutting down our estimates, we're cutting guidance, is very bearish. PayPal initially jumped, but then the comments came in, and then that's when it took a dump. All right. Now the good thing about PayPal is something that's setting up for future, right? I'm going to look at it positively. I'll manage my current positions as they are. We are now in this zone, a very critical support zone right here. These levels basically above 210. I mean, exact number will be just the one of these lows right here near 208. But above 205, I would say PayPal must hold above 205. If it gets anywhere between 205 210, this will be my first long-term equity scale in. My first long-term equity scale in. All right, just remember this. First long-term equity scale in. And T and I were talking yesterday. Boogie was there. He mentioned something. Any stock that may have anything to do with Bitcoin, just keep an eye on it. In future, they can run a lot. All right. So all these payment companies, Square, PayPal, anything, Twitter, anything that you know they have something to do with Bitcoin, anything, even some you can relate with or crypto, just keep an eye on these stocks. But PayPal for me is an opportunity near 210 to scale in. And then if it dips below in the coming months, which is also a possibility, the next scale in would be around 170, this zone right here. Now I only showed you the downside here. What's the other scenario that can happen? Maybe we never get to these levels, okay? Maybe we never get to these levels, then that's okay. Then I don't mind playing options at a higher price. Maybe we just completely rip up today at the open, as we have seen lately. Maybe we recover and we go above 230. That is also a possibility. Maybe this never happens. But as a trader, you should know your upside. You should know these downsides as well. It will help you manage your position sizing. It's very, very important. All right. To become a great trader, you cannot just look at one side. When we get a position, obviously we're looking at one side, but know the downside. That will help you with your positions and with your position while you're buying. For me here at these levels, I probably you can go long options also, but I'll wait. I'll probably just scale in equity alone. All right. So that will be my play on PayPal. Congrats to the ones that managed. Congrats LB for managing your PayPal as well. You were yelling. And Bitcoin stocks are strong. We'll go over them after. But the chips I wanted to go over. NVIDIA. Personally, I'm still reading up on it. There's a lot that I was reading up this morning. Something to do with their Omniverse, Metaverse, how they're helping, and then driverless cars, and just to me, it sounds like one of the smartest companies in the world right now. To be honest, the way I was reading up NVIDIA, and the run obviously justifies it. A lot of people are impressed, and but NVIDIA guys, it ran a lot. How high does it go? I don't know. Maybe it continues going towards 400 based on this trend. All right. I would have never predicted such a big move so fast unless I went deep into the gamma reports of NVIDIA. I was looking at options, then maybe I could have spotted something, but that is a long time. But NVIDIA is just an amazing parabolic move. The thing is, who could be next in this sector, right? NVIDIA has literally made enough money, but now I will just wait for this setup, see what it does. Those that have equity, congrats. It's a no-brainer to hold it in my opinion. But NVIDIA, if it continues holding here, maybe we go much higher. The premiums will be very high. If you're bullish on NVIDIA and you want to play this to the upside, I highly suggest you play spreads. All right, you can literally make double, triple your money on spreads at these levels if you know what to do. All right, so NVIDIA ran a lot. Congrats that are holding it. I would definitely manage it here. Cool guys, Ricky, you must be up over 1,500, 2,000% on your position. Congrats, just manage, right? And then AMD also, we have the leaps. I took my profits off, but what an amazing leap we had for 2023. And it's just flying high. Where do we go next? And even at these higher prices, they're getting their price raised and whatnot. Right, so it's a $1 trillion industry in the making already. So let's see who reaches trillion first from the semiconductors. But who could be next? So I have 5 takers written down here. There could be more, but let's go over these 5. Number 1 is Broadcom, AVGO. And Yash, I noticed that you were mentioning, right? Good job. So AVGO already also ran, right? That's the only thing. So for AVGO, I would just say it should hold above 550, and then we can probably see a bigger spike on this. When a chart starts making these higher lows, it's very bullish. They're not bringing it too low, and then it's holding the average, and then it's trying to make these higher highs, right? And then eventually it's gonna break out, and then boom. All right. I'm gonna compare this chart with one of the stocks that we follow right now later. But let's look at some candidates. LRCX I really like, right? From the semiconductor space. You guys can read up on all these tickers, how they're related and what they specialize in the semiconductor space. LRCX, if it can take out the high of right here, it's very simple. If it takes out any of these highs or holds above this level, which is a 650 level, so I'm gonna write this number down. You guys can set your alerts, whatever it may be. LRCX above 650 hold will have a fast move to 700 plus. All right. Even if you catch a trade from 660 to 680, that will be 100 to 200% trade. All right, because remember, if you're investing, it's different than you skill in equity. But because we're trading options, you guys have to know these things. Personally, I'm not buying here right now because even though the semiconductor space is strong, it can probably rip through here. But I do want to see it go above this, right? So your first play can be from here, from these levels. You can take a small risk all the way towards 650, or if you're like me, you have patience, I will simply wait for all-time high 650 for more strength, and then catch the big upside move towards 700. All right, that's how I look at it. In the chop, I don't like getting stuck, or maybe in the support, if you saw the strength in the semis, it was a great place to catch. But here it's near resistance. If semis sell off, then obviously we might see lower on this. It can come down also. All right, so LRCX number 1, and then we have a Micron also. Micron in a very critical support level right here. I think Micron, I would probably scale in long on Micron. Now with these stocks, just keep in mind, sometimes they go sideways for a long time, right? So me, when I'm talking about these stocks, if you want to catch them, and then let's just look at this trend line, what it's giving us. So, okay, so it's just trying to break out right now. This might be the start of something. I would simply just buy time. The reason I would buy time, because sometimes they go sideways for a long time, for many weeks. And when they break out, they completely break out all at once. All right. So even if you buy, if you give yourself enough time towards, so this is 2023 area. If you give you guys yourself with this space, then and this can go like this, it can go like this, it can go like this, and maybe it gives you that one rip. And this is the rip that you want to catch when your options go 200, 300%. And leaps, trust me guys, there's a lot of money to be made in leaps. This AMD, we bought leaps right here for 22 bucks, right? We bought leaps right here for 22 bucks in this zone. I went through all this turbulence for many months, and then all it took was 1 week for my $20 leaps to go above 40 bucks. Right now they're trading at $60, okay? So that's why I say buying more time equals more chances of being right. If you're doing weeklies, you better be very strong at technical analysis, and you better have a big account. And you have to know how much money to allocate in weeklies, which is, you should always expect 0 on weeklies as soon as you enter, so you know your position sizing. All right, so MU, and then we have TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors, right? So some of you guys played this yesterday, congrats. SJ Sahaj, my cousin, he did a deep analysis on it. I read his analysis also, great call out, but this looks like also a better play. If Taiwan's, I'm just gonna give you guys one number on this, right, just based on technicals. If this stock trades above 125 and it holds, we're gonna see near all-time highs, which is 140. So 125 to 140. And then through 140, a little turbulence here, then we have all the way towards 160, right? Roughly 160 to 200, all right? Again, this name also is a perfect candidate for a long term. Why? Because the sideways movement since March, for many months, it has not broken above 125. So the leaps are trading at a discount right now. What do I mean by discount? RIOT leaps were given to you guys in this base. I kept yelling at on pre-market. We kept telling you guys that the leaps are trading at a discount. They're trading at $5. There's low IV. The stock is not able to break out. Those are from 5 to 13 now on this one small move for 2023. So on TSM, the same thing may happen. If it breaks out 125 and if it holds above 125, they're going to add a lot of premium to the leaps, and then you are already in from before. All right. So TSM, if you're bullish on Samuel, if you like this space above 125, we are 140. Then through 140, some turbulence, we are 160, 200. So keep an eye on TSM. I think TN Boogie played it yesterday, locked in some profits. I don't know if some people are holding it, but TSM is one candidate that you must have on your screen, in my opinion. And right now, the only way for me to play this will be late 2023 or 2024 if available. Right, I'm a little crazy, I know, but with leaps, I make the most money. Right, I'll prove it to you guys. Practically proved it to you guys for the last 1 year that followed me, right? And then we have ASML, right? Also a nice little uptrend, right? I mean, if you just look at the chart, it's just a nice little uptrend. And ASML, if we can just hold above this 850, if we can continue holding above this 850 level, right? Hold above 850. Leaps on this will be a little expensive, right? Because it's a nice little downtrend from 2020. So Greeks, the way they're adjusted, so leaps will be expensive on this. This name, I would probably do spreads. So for me, this name is a spreads candidate. I would not buy leaps on this just because it went from 350 to 900, and then the way the leaps are going to be priced, it's going to be super expensive. All right. So for this chart, I would probably do spreads. I would probably maybe go 2-3 months out and buy 850 to 870 maybe, right? These will cost roughly maybe it shouldn't cost more than $6-7 in my opinion. And if ASML does break out, you're giving yourself enough time. Even if it goes retest 870, you can sell these like at 12 plus. All right. For a smaller account, you can buy something like 850, 855, right? And if it breaks above 855, you will right away get 30-40% on the spread. And if it closes above 855 for whatever your expiry, it holds above, you double, triple your money depending on the price you get in that. So ASML for me is a spread candidate. If you're buying leaps, you just have to have a very big account for this. All right. So Micron, TSM, LRCX, ABG, ASML, we've gone over all these 5. And guys, Bitcoin stocks, right? Bitcoin, RIOT, let's talk about RIOT. RIOT, Mara, all this was given to you guys, right? Or explained a few weeks back that, you know what, if the rally starts, RIOT is at a very critical support level. This is and we made profits, we played here, and then I also loaded up equity here. Yash, congrats for following. I mean, you're the one that attends all the time and you put everything into practically, and no wonder your accounts are growing, man, so congrats. And RIOT leaves are up huge, and now we're at a critical level of right here, this support where we got rejected a few times, right, of $40. If RIOT holds above $40 this week, or we close above 40, we're probably gonna go visit right here, which is 45 level. It can happen today also, I don't know if Bitcoin is strong. 45, and then we have all the way towards 60. 45 all the way towards 60. That's gonna be a big move. All right, if we continue holding 40 for a few days. But because we caught this entire run on RIOT, a lot of you guys must be in. Please manage. If you're in equity with me, for me, that's just BTC exposure. I'm just gonna hold. I'm not looking to sell. I'm already up 33%. You guys can manage yours however you want. For me, it's a very long-term play. But some of you that may be in options or in leaps, manage your positions. Can Bitcoin dump? Of course it can. Bitcoin goes crazy sometimes. Maybe it can dump 50%. We don't know. So expect downside, and you're up a lot. So just manage your positions here. All right. Mara acting beautifully. Cool guys, Ricky. This is the reason I did not want to sell naked calls, because you would be jeopardizing your equity on these squeezes. Now I hope it makes more sense. When the strength is there, there's no, when the sky is the limit, then the sky truly is the limit, right? I mean, there's no resistance. So I hope that was a learning lesson for you. And Bitcoin is strong. And then we have the pot stocks, Tilray. So we bought the leaps here. So I got in a little early when you know, I drew my own technicals, and I bought my leaps around here, and this I think it was around here, right? Then I sat through here, they got cut down, whatever. But the thing was, it was making a base. I bought time for a reason, and finally yesterday we broke it. We're above the 50-day moving day average after a long time, and usually when it crosses the 50-day MA, it usually gives us a nice little move. I'm expecting 14 first, and then through 14, if it holds 14, I mean at 14 I'll manage, maybe I'll scale out some of my leaps, right? Then the next is 16 to 20. All right, and if we start getting some cannabis news in the next 1-2 months, then obviously this is a long way to go. All right, so there was some nice volume. The only thing today is, can it hold the gains? Can it hold above 1150 in the coming days? Right, I'm not even looking for a 12 hold right now, because I think pre-market gave up back gains. I'm just looking for 1150 hold for the coming days. Even if it can hold 1150 for the coming days and sets up something like this can probably give us a nice little squeeze. If it happens today, great, I'm already in the position. All right. Amazon, EU news, and plus the chart just setting up. For me, I think Amazon has a long way to run now, and see this nice little breakout right on Amazon. I showed you the chart earlier. What chart was it that I was gonna come back to? Is if it once it breaks out. But anyways, just keep an eye on Amazon, guys. Goldman Sachs is also taking interest in Amazon. I think he might be seeing something. But I'm just going to wait for another 2-3 days. Let it set up. Why? Because I don't want to pay the high weekly premium right now or 2 weeks out, because I want to buy a near dated position in Amazon. But I'm just going to wait for my setup. I'm just being very patient with it. I'm not going to get excited with 1-2 green candles. I want this to set up above 34.70 or 34.79 to give you the exact number. Let it set up above 34.79. And if it runs, I'm already in some leaps or positions, then I don't mind. I'll miss that play. But if there's a play coming up and it sets up and I see it, I will definitely alert it. All right. And so I'm gonna wait for Amazon to set up, let it digest this move, and let's see if it does set up. And Shop, guys, keep an eye on Shopify. If it takes out through this resistance, if it takes down and we get this big little pop, I think this goes to 1700, 1800 very fast. All right. So 1550 is key hold. Shopify 1550 plus hold. We have a long way to go on this. All right. That's spreads and butterflies you can play on this. And then GE, General Electric, announced some big news today. They're splitting up into three countries, three companies in the coming 2-3 years. Aviation, healthcare, energy. I think they're putting this into effect in 2023 and 2024. So read up on these news and how it may benefit the company. And I think the chart looks great. I think I'll be also pointing out. So if we just go on the weekly, it's like a nice little base here. And if it holds above these highs today, if it holds above this 115, 116, I think we have all the way towards 134. All right, so above this, move above 150. The next top is above 130 in my opinion. All right, and one thing I will just say, guys, in MyStockLife, which we tell you guys over and over again, manage your accounts, manage your position sizing. Most or all of you guys should be up huge in the last few months. We nailed it, but sometimes it's okay to take it easy. A lot of things are extended, they're at the top. Don't get stuck buying high priced options. All right, don't be this guy right here. Don't become this right here with your options right here, and then all of a sudden this happens. Oops. Right? So it's normal in the market. Or don't be a guy that buys options here and then this happens sideways. All right. So manage your positions. Maybe I'll cut down my sizes, protect my gains. Right? Protect your gains. God bless. See you guys back in the chat.